So last week I took a look at some Gibson guitars that were for the most part pretty wacky and unusual, and some of them at Gibson probably wish they could just sweep under the carpet and have us forget that they ever existed. But don't just think that Gibson were the only ones to put out a few guitars that they would rather us forget about. One of the biggest, if not the biggest guitar brands of all time, Fender, have also put out some rather questionable guitars, and some of them that failed to set the world on fire and they would just have us forget about. But unfortunately we did not forget about them, or at least I haven't. I've uncovered some wacky Fender guitars for us to look at today. So this is 5 Fender guitars you may not have heard of, ranked. So currently number 5 is a Fender Performer, released in 1985. This guitar came out during the transition period from the CBS owned Fender Electric Instrument Manufacturing Company to the now Fender Musical Instrument Corporation. The guitar body is quite small and features a deep double cutaway, a triangular headstock, and the guitar has 24 frets, rosewood fretboard, a float and trem system and a lock and nut. The guitar features a variety of metallic finishes as well as the usual sunburst that is very common on Fender guitars. The guitar also comes with 2 custom humbuckers that are angled the opposite way to how Strat and Telly pickups are. The guitar was discontinued after just 1 year but can be found from time to time on auction sites, usually going for upwards of $1,000. Now currently number 4 is the Fender Swinger, released in 1969. This was CBS's attempt at using excess stock from the failed Fender Bass 5 as well as using parts from the Music Master. The guitar was designed to be a budget-friendly student guitar but wasn't really marketed at all, so the popularity for the guitar never grew, and it is only estimated that around 300 guitars were produced. Now because the guitar was built out of excess stock, some of the parts actually predate the guitar itself, so although the guitar might be a 1969 model, the neck could say for instance be a 1966. The guitar has a bolt on neck of rosewood fretboard and has a single coil pickup in the neck position, and it also has a fixed bridge. And due to the fact that there was only a couple hundred of these made, this guitar is a huge collector's item now. Now current number 3 is the Fender HM Strat, or the heavy metal Strat. This was Fender's answer to the rise of the Super Strats in the 80s from the likes of Jackson and Ibanez. And as you saw in last week's video, Gibson did the same thing and released a Super Strat to rival those brands. But as you saw with Gibson, it didn't go very well for them. And can you guess how it went for Fender? And I would actually say that the HM Strat is a little bit better than Gibson's version. However, because the brands such as Jackson and Ibanez were already so established in the genre, they just did not get the market share that they anticipated. The guitar saw 3 models in its lifetime, but some of the common features amongst all of them were 24 frets, rosewood fretboard, the body came in either alder or basswood, it had a HSS pickup configuration and a Cala trem system. Now due to the departure of what made Fender what it is with the likes of the Strat and the Telly, Fender players did not take too well to this guitar, and as I said earlier, because the market was already so established with brands such as Jackson and Ibanez, the Shredders did not take well to this guitar either, and it quietly faded away into the sunset in 1992. Now currently number 2 is the Fender Lead series, produced between 1979 and 1982. This guitar came in 4 different models. There was the Lead 1, the Lead 2, the Lead 3 and the Lead Bass. The guitar was produced to be a more budget-friendly version of the Strat and came in a variety of different options. The main options were the pickup configurations, which were either a split humbucker, 2 single coils or 2 humbuckers. The guitar was actually played by a variety of big name players including the Edge from U2 and Eric Clapton. The guitar was eventually replaced by the Fender Japan Squier JV line 1982 as Fender were launching their own plant in Japan. Now current number 1 is the Fender Katana, released in 1985 and discontinued in 1986. This guitar was seen as the answer to the rise of unusual shaped guitars such as the Jackson Randy Rhodes. The guitar had a set neck, rosewood fretboard, triangle inlays, 22 frets, 2 humbuckers and a kind of pointy headstock. To me this looks like a pretty ugly Randy Rhodes rip-off, and I think a lot of players felt the same because this guitar just disappeared in the night fairly quickly. A cheaper version was made by Squier, but as you can imagine that was also discontinued quite quickly, never to be heard of again. So right, that is the end of my video. Hope you guys have enjoyed it. Do you know any other unusual Fender guitars? Let me know down below in the comment section. I would love to check them out. And do you know any other companies that have made some rather odd guitars that they would rather us just forget about? Let me know in the comment section also, and we'll uncover them and we'll take a look at them in future episodes. But if you've got ideas for future episodes of Ranked, also leave them down below in the comment section. And if you've enjoyed this video, hit that like button. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. My name is Doodles. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.